Alrighty, y'all. So we are out here getting our walk done. About 3/4 of the way through, passing the cemetery. So that's our little check-in point here. Once we get off the main road and back towards the neighborhood. So it's a pretty nice morning so far. It's like 11:45 or so, but it's 60 degrees. It's partly cloudy, but the sun's out currently, so we can't really beat that. Let's see. Legs feel completely tore up from yesterday. That hack squat machine 100% necessity. You guys will see that in today's video that'll get posted. I'll be talking about this tomorrow to you. Let's see. So today we'll be reorganizing our chest training. We'll be moving triceps and biceps onto their own day, so that way we can focus those a little harder, get a little more growth. Some of my lacking points. Let's see. So last chest day we did 205 for 3 sets of 10. I think I'm gonna go ahead and back that down, probably 185. We're gonna shoot for 5 sets of 10. Get that volume up a little higher. I want to be in that 5 set range of 10 to 12 reps. So whatever weight we need to get to that, we will. Let's see, yesterday, first day, I was able to get down into the macro range and calorie range I was looking for. So we'll see if I can duplicate that again today. Let's see, weight, I am still sitting at 210. Nothing's really changed. That makes sense, because I've been still basically eating at maintenance and actually a slight surplus. So what I have figured my calories and macros at. So that kind of is what it is. Nothing too dramatic there in that changing. Let's see. So with that is going to be our little morning talk here on today's cardio and what we've got going on. So I will catch up with you guys again in the gym when we go to hit chest today. See you then. Out now with incline Smith machine press. We're going to warm up 95 pounds, 135, 185. We'll see how 185 feels on the incline. It might be a little too heavy, might be just right. That way we can figure out what we're going to hit for 5x10s here. Then we'll go ahead and we'll move over to flat bench, and we should be able to just start out at 185 on that and rip off the 5 sets of 10. That's our goal there today on that as well. And then we'll move into something after that, either cable flies, cross the chest press, maybe some pullovers. I don't know. We'll see what we're feeling when we get there. We're structuring the new chest day right now, so we'll see how we feel. So 185 feels pretty good. It seems like the weight that we're going to be able to work out. Might be a little too heavy by the time we get 4-5 sets in. Fourth set's gonna be hard for sure. Fifth set, you know, if we can at least get to 5 on it or something, I'll be happy with that. Just starting out, incline press is definitely going to be fairly weak. I don't train it that often other than with dumbbells, and normally, you know, my heaviest dumbbell's only a 70, so that'd be like 140 pounds, even though that doesn't quite correlate 1 to 1. So it'd probably be fairly equal to about this, but when I do dumbbells, it's normally like 3 sets of 10. So I'm expecting 3 full sets of 10 here, and hopefully, you know, that 4th and 5th set, they're going to be a battle. But that's what we're here to do, right? Just overload, start making progress, working towards those full 5 sets, and once we get to that, then we'll worry about moving up in weight. And then, yeah. So I'm going to do 4 more sets here, and then you guys will catch back up with me once I'm set up for flat bench. Now, we were able to do our 5 sets. 4th set only got 7. 5th set, I got 6. Kind of predicted that a little bit. But hey, now we have a goal to work towards to get those 5 full sets of 10. And as long as we're adding reps to that, we're making progress, so it doesn't matter. The pump, definitely pretty massive. Feel a little bit in the front delts. They're definitely engaging there because of the one position of the incline bench. It's hard for me to isolate and engage those upper pecs. They're definitely pumped up and engaged though. And as they get stronger, I'm expecting the front delts will start to come out of that. Also, the weight's probably just a little bit too heavy, so my body's recruiting those front delts, and I just can't stop it from happening to move the weight. But, you know, we'll see what happens here in like a month. So we're going to go off a feel for that. Now we're going to go ahead and hop onto the flat bench, do our 5 sets of 185. No warm up here, just straight into it. We're already hitting chest. Shoulders and everything feel pretty loose, so we should be good to go. That weight's going to be great. Just by the way that feels right there, I should be able to get through 5 sets of 10, 4 sets of 10 for sure. 5th set might be a little rough, but we'll see when we get there. I'll let you all know when we get on to the next. What we're going to do next is a variation of a pullover that I kind of like doing. A little unique, but it's like a seated pullover. So one, it keeps your body from kipping. Doing it inside of this incline motion or position is already giving you that slightly bent over feel. And by doing it with the cable up over you like this, you have tension all the way down, even down here at lockout, where normally you would lose that tension from about here to here. On the cables normally from here to here, because it's just pulling straight up. Since this is pulling at an angle, and you're seated at an angle pulled up towards the cable, you get tension that entire time. So to me, it feels a little more effective. It is definitely a little harder to me specifically, but it does give a real good engagement to the lats and to the outer edge of the chest. So that's why I like performing these like this. It's a little different. Give it a try if you've never tried them, or if you don't do pullovers at all. To me, this is a better version of like dumbbell pullovers. So because a dumbbell pullover, you gotta go from above your head to over your chest, and that's it. And from about here to here, like you're just kind of moving your arm. You're no longer loaded, so you kind of have to even stop early and don't even get a full range of motion to really engage all of the fibers of the chest and target a little bit of the lats at the same time towards the end of the movement. Because one of the things that's kind of overlooked overall is for like a strong chest, you need strong lats. Without big strong lats, you're never going to bench a lot if that's your goal. And without big, strong lats, you're very unstable on the bench. And in my opinion, you're more prone to a shoulder or pec injury because of that instability. So the more you can focus lats a little bit as a secondary while targeting the chest and getting a good pump, the better off you're going to be. Big stretch, contraction. And while I do these, what helps me really get that chest to fire in is I try to imagine bending this bar in half, try to twist my palms into each other, and I can really help feel the pec engage while doing this. So alright, I'm going to go ahead and hit 4 more sets of these, and we'll move on to the next. Presses in an incline direction. Really get the full contraction, full range of movement, really targeting this upper corner of the pec. Really get that squared off look going into the center of the chest there. That's the overall goal. So with that, we're going to go ahead and hit 5 sets of 12 on these. For right now, 30 pounds. We're going to see how these feel. And we'll make adjustments if needed. If it's a little too light, we'll go up. If it's a little too heavy by the end, you know we have something to work for. So let's go ahead and get these things knocked out. And when I hit these, I try to keep my arm moving in a direction that the cable isn't bending over it. So that way, I know I'm pressing upwards and just not straight across. Whew. Oh yeah. Alright, so with that first set there, judging it, we're probably going to be right on point to hit 12 reps for 5 sets here. So I'll get those next 4 finished up, and I'll go ahead and be back with you for the next movement. Next movement today is going to be cable flies. Got them a little bit low here. I'm going to lean forward a little bit, so that way I get mid to upper pec engagement, you know, more or less trying to target that area. We're going to hit them at 20 pounds for 5 sets of 12. The 5 sets of this will bring today's total workout for 5 exercises at 5 working sets per to 25 total sets of chest. Depending upon the science, you know, what you're looking at, 25 sets is either excessive or in the ballpark, depending upon how many times you're hitting chest per week. So we're at the higher end of working sets for sure. Some of this is just kind of some extra volume work, so I don't know if you could really consider it working sets. So some of it's probably just junk volume is what it'd be classified as. For me in the past, this workout structure worked very, very well to build a really big chest. So I'm going to try to reduplicate what I did years ago and see if it works for me again. Otherwise, you know, there's a lot of science and training techniques that have changed and evolved since then that I used to follow.
compared to now. Some people still, just do 5 sets of 5 exercises, or 6 sets of 3 exercises, or whatever. Or some of them will do 3 working sets of 3 exercises, but they do chest 2 to 3 times a week. So there's multiple different splits, many different ways to try to do it. So not everyone's body obviously reacts the same. So this is what we're working with, and what we're going to do for the next probably 6 weeks or so is this structure on this split. And that's what we're really going to hone in on, because I would like to try to be 195-ish. Maybe 190, but 195-ish would be great by like the end of June, is my current target goal. I feel like I'll feel really healthy at that point, and that's 15 pounds down from where I am currently. So 15 pounds in 6.5, 7 weeks, that's a fairly aggressive timeline. It's 2 pounds a week, more or less. So we'll see what happens there, but let's go ahead and knock out these flies and get our cable crunches done today. So also too, one thing to keep in mind is if you put 1 foot forward when you're hitting your flies, make sure you're swapping that foot back and forth. You don't always put 1 foot forward, because you will eventually build an imbalance, or halfway through your set, if you're doing 15 or 20 reps, at 7 reps or 10 reps, switch your feet and finish your set off. So that way, one side of your body isn't bigger than the other, or one side has more mobility than the other, and you end up with a really tight pec or something because you're not getting that full stretch, because one foot, whichever foot goes forward, that side is going to stretch deeper. And science shows the more stretch you get on a muscle altogether, but specifically today in chest, if we're getting that big deep stretch, the more load at that stretched position is going to create more micro tears, which is going to build more muscle tissue. So you're going to put on more mass on that one side compared to the other, and that's what you don't want, because you want everything to look symmetrical. So with that, I'm going to do 4 more sets of this, and then we'll be back for cable crunches. The short bar, I'm going to switch between my hands like this. Just gives a little slight different feel when holding the weight on where you're obviously retracting your shoulder blades at. Today I want to feel it a little more in like my upper lats while I'm just holding that squeeze. And it also changes the way the upper crunch section of the cable crunch feels. So going from this completely straight to the arched over and then finishing the movement to a sit-up has a lot different engagement. So I just kind of throw variations at these things, even though it's the same exercise. Just switching between this and the rope, and then your hands this way or that way, makes a huge difference on the way it's going to feel. Give all 3 ways a try if you haven't tried them, and see which way you like the most. Let me know what works for you. So, man, I tell you what. The lats still feel a bit sore from the other day. Whew. All right, so with that, that's the new chest day. That's what we're going to be following for the next like 6 weeks, and follow along. Let's see how this works out, this routine pans out, and if we could drop that 15 pounds we're looking to shoot for over the next 6 weeks, 6.5, almost 7. We'll call it 7 weeks. And then
We got our macros kind of dialed in now to where I think protein and overall calorie intake per day is where we're going to need to be to start out now. And with that, make sure you get out there, go do something today. Don't be a lazy fuck.